So how to create Lightning application? What are the attributes we have? So let us start with the first component, Jura application. The first component what we had is Jura application. If you want to create any Visual Force page, how the Visual Force page will be created? Apex page. Every Visual Force page will start with the Apex page, close with the Apex page. Similarly, if you want to design Lightning application, every Lightning application is one Lightning page. Every Lightning application will start and end with Jura application. How your Visual Force is starting with Apex page, ending with Apex page. In the similar way, Lightning application will be starting with Jura application, ending with Jura application. So what is the first element we received? Every Lightning application will start and end with Jura application component. Now, if you go to the Visual Force, what is the extension of Visual Force page? .vfp, Visual Force page. Similarly, Lightning applications will have an extension of .app. Lightning applications extension of .app. Basically, what is a Lightning application? Lightning application is a collection of Lightning components. So every Lightning application will start and end with Jura application component. Lightning application will have an extension of .app. Lightning application is a collection of Lightning components. Now, what are the elements that we are going to have in the Jura application? So we will understand about attributes. We will start one by one attribute. Let us go to the first attribute, access. Now, look at the point. When you create a Apex class, what are the access modifiers we have? Public, private, protected, global, right? So if I say global, within the application, outside the application. Public, within the application. Similarly, you have created this Jura application. Can it be accessed within the namespace, outside the namespace, where you want to access? We have created Jura application. Can this application be accessed within the namespace, outside the namespace? Now, when I say access, this will specify the scope of your application. Access. Right. Now, if we give access as public, this application can be accessed within the namespace. Anywhere within the namespace. If we give it as a global, if we give access as a global, this application accessible anywhere within the namespace and outside the namespace. So if I give it as a global, this can be accessed within the namespace, outside the namespace. This can be accessed within the namespace, outside the namespace. So access will specify where we can use this application. Is it within the namespace or outside the namespace? Now, if you want to use within the namespace, outside the namespace, it has to be global. Like a web service there, here we have outside the namespace. So next one, the second attribute what we receive. What is the second attribute we have? Controller. What is the meaning of the controller? If you want to use any Apex class, controller. If you want to use any Apex class in the Lightning application, we define the class name as controller. We can only define, only one Apex class as a controller. Example, control equal to, if you have a namespace, control equal to, we are defining a controller. Then we have a description. It is a text message. If you want to give any description about this application, as a description. Next one we had extents. We have access, controller, description, extents. So people can access these nodes from the account. Now listen to the class. Right. Now what is the purpose of these extents? If this application want to extend any other application, class extends another class. In the Lightning, application extends another application. If a application want to extend any other application, we use extends keyword. What is the keyword here? Extends. So if the application want to extend any other application, we use extends. Let me give you. If application wants to extend any other application, if application want to extend any other application, then we define how you define extends namespace colon namespace colon extends. Now if an application want to extend another application, then we define application, then we define the other application name with the help of extends. Extends and namespace colon application. The next one we have extensible. What is this extensible? What is this extensible? Now, it is a Boolean value. It says, can this application be extended by another application? Now, am I eligible for inheritance? Am I eligible for extending? Now, when a Apex class can be inherited by another Apex class? If you want an Apex class to be inherited by another Apex class, then we have to say virtual class example. Only when you define the class as virtual, this can be inherited by another people. Similarly, if I am giving a Jura application, if you want to extend this application, somebody want to use their application, let us say example. If somebody want to extend this application, this is allowed only if it has extensible. When you say extensible equal to true, it is indicating, boss, I am ready for inheritance. You can inherit me. Other applications can inherit me. Other applications can inherit me. Extensible. It indicates whether app is extensible by another application or not. Let me give you. Basically, what is this? It is a Boolean value. So, Boolean value. When set as to this application is extensible. This application can be extended by other application. Extensible. Then we have implements. What is this implements? You have implements. What is this implements? If this application want to implement any interface, if the application want to implement any interface, then we go for implements. Implements. If this application want to implement any other interface, if the application want to implement any interfaces, then we go for implements. Other any interfaces and application can implement more than one interface. Application can implement more than one interface. Application can implement more than one interface. Implements. Then we have template. So if you have if you have created any templates which you want to use, loading, okay, if you have already created any template, I want to use that template in this component, then I'll go for template. You want this application to be used as a template, name of the template to be used in the Bootstrap. Okay, basically you want to use this application as a template, or you want to use any other template in this application, then we go for template. Template name. Then tokens. We are too far to discuss about this. So templates, tokens, use app cache. We'll come back to this. So basically, the body of the application is what? The body of the application is the attribute where body of the application is referred. B dot body, body of the application. If you want to set anything in the body programmatically, Now when you create an application, we got a page. In the page, if you want to set anything in the body dynamically by using a program, then we refer that one as what? Body. What is the attribute name? Body. Attribute name body. So come back. Let us go to the basic structure. This is how we created the application. Note. Body part of the is referred using the body of the application is referred using the attribute. Okay. This is the basic example. Then how do you create the application? Steps to create. Steps to create application. Setup. From developer console. Open a developer console. File. Developer console, file, new, Lightning application, enter. Developer console, file, new, Lightning application, enter. This is the format in which we have created. Now let us go to the structure. Everyone look at this. File, new, Lightning application. When you create this, you are getting a metadata tag, the description. If you give any description of the component, this is the application, Jira application. So if you look at this Jira application, what are the elements you are finding here? Controller, helper, style, documentation, renderer, then SVG. This is a bundle. Whenever somebody say application bundle, look at this. Application bundle includes what are the things that you are finding? Controller, look at this. Application, controller, helper, style. Now, so if you are going with this, what we find here? Application, controller, style, then we have definition, then what is the other one? SVG, what is the other one? Template. Okay. Now documentation, design, we have helper and renderer. Helper and renderer. Now, it is application bundle. Application contains all these components. When it is application bundle, it includes application, controller, helper, then we have style, documentation, renderer, and SVG. Okay, this is the application bundle. All this together one application. Okay, here I am giving. This is So once you write the code, we have a preview button here. Click on the preview. We are able to see this example. Now, what this Lightning application will contain? Lightning application will contain predefined Lightning components or HTML elements. Lightning application consists of what? The body of the Lightning application. Body of the Lightning application consists of the body of the Lightning application consists of HTML elements or Lightning components. The Lightning application consists of HTML elements or the Lightning body or the Lightning components. So HTML elements or Lightning components. This is the basic structure. I hope you are clear with this. What I am doing? Jura application body of it. Let me create the second example. Right. Okay. Now we are the second example. So how you define? Generally, what we are going to use? P. P is for what? Now I will say so I am giving some information. Just understand few basic HTML components in the application because we frequently keep using it. Paragraph. So go for a preview. Now when you say paragraph, every paragraph is starting in a new line. When I say whenever is a paragraph, it is going to start in a new line. Paragraph. P stands for paragraph and the paragraph will be starting in new line. So basic elements which we are going to use: paragraph, div, headings. Okay, this type of elements we'll see quickly. So we have paragraph P. Every time I create a paragraph, it will be starting in a new line. Every paragraph will start in a new line here. Every paragraph starts in a new line. Then we had next element. This is block 1. We are applying a div. We are applying a div. Div. It is one section. It is also going to start in every new line. Within that div, I can have multiple sections. Within that div, I can have multiple subsections. Paragraph P div. What are the elements we are going to use? Div. Now, the third one. What is the third one we are going to use frequently? Headings. If you use other things, it will not work out. H stands for what? Heading. Heading. H stands for heading. Headings also will start in a new line. So P will start in a new line, div will start in a new line, and headings also will be starting in a new line. These are the frequently used elements. Apart from this, what are the other frequently used elements in the application? We'll go with the table. So what is this table? Table. In the table we have TH. First TR. TR stands for one row. In the table, TR stands for one row. So in the first, I have TH, heading, name. A quick things which we are going to frequently use. Second row, then in the second row I am giving data. What was that? In the row, we have a number of columns. Each column is identified by TR. Each column is identified by TD. So TR is a row, TD is a. And what is this purpose of TH? This we are giving the heading for the. So we have table. In the first row we have headings. In the second row we have data. There TD. The basic elements which we are going to use are just given. This is how I give. So table, TR, TH, TR, TD. Let's give some break here to get the space. This is how we give name, phone, email. So if you want to get the spaces, then we have to go for apply CSS. If you want to get space, if you want to get borders, you are supposed to go with your CSS. So basic components are what? P stands for paragraph, BR stands for breaking the line, div is like a block, then we are used headings, then we are used table TR. This is clear? Basic element. Okay. Let us go to the next one. How to create components in the lighting. How to create a component? What is a component? How to create a components? How to create a components? Now, the name will have dot. The name of the application will have dot app. Look at this dot app. You can refer to the notes from this account.
So what is ID password?
We'll be sharing. Fine. So let us go to the next concept. We are going with how to create components. So how do you create a component? So what is a component? As already we discussed, component is a reusable entity in the UI. Component is a reusable entity. So let us create a component. URA component. So how we are going to create this URA component? What is the purpose of it? Let us go to the components, URA component. Now, what are the components? They are the function units of the URA, and they are reusable entities in the application. They are the reusable entities in the Lightning applications. First, let me give you. Components are functional units of reusable. Then, so Lightning component consists of what? Lightning components consist of HTML, or Lightning components. Basically, URA is a namespace in this case. Here in this at this location, what is the URA? It is a namespace. It is a namespace or where all these components are defined. Under the URA namespace, we have a free components. What are the few components? URA application, URA component, URA dependency, URA event, URA interface, URA method, URA set. All these are what? These are the components which are defined under the namespace of URA. Under the namespace of URA, we have some predefined components. So what are those components? Some of the predefined components are URA application, URA component, URA attribute, URA handler, URA set. Like this, we have some predefined components. Let's go to the next. Attributes. What are the attributes? First, every Lightning component and with component, we have attributes. What are the attributes of this component? First one, access. Already discussed. What is the access? This will specify the scope of the component. Global. This component will be accessed within the namespace, outside the namespace. Be accessed only within the namespace. Controller, it will take the name of the Apex class which you want to use. in the component. Only one component can be used. We have description. There is a text message. If you want to define any description for the component, you would use description. Then what is the next element we had? Extends. If a component, it will take the name of the component which you want to extend. Component can extend only another. Then we have extensible. What is that extensible? It is a Boolean value. It is a Boolean value. When set as true, this component can be extended by this. Then extensible, then we have got implements. Then we got implements. It will take the name of the you want to component can implement multiple components. So these are the properties what we have. So access, controller, description, extends, extensible, implements. So every component will start with your component. So what is the extension name? What is the components will have? A components will have an extension of .cmp. Components will have an extension of .cmp. Component bundle. People keep using the word called component bundle. Lightning component bundle. So what do you mean by lightning component bundle? Look at this. Now here, component, controller, helper, style, documentation, renderer, design, SVG. So component bundle includes what? Whenever we say component bundle includes component controller, component controller, helper, style, document, then we have renderer, design, so we have this. So this includes the following elements. What are the following elements? Controller, helper, style, documentation, renderer, design, SVG. Sorry. Component, controller, helper, style, documentation, renderer, design, SVG. Component with all this is a component bundle. Component with all this is a component bundle. Whenever the people say lightning component bundle, it is a component with a corresponding controller, corresponding helper, corresponding style, documentation, renderer, design, and SVG. So what are the steps for creating a lightning component? Steps to create a lightning component. What are the steps we had? Developer console, file, this is how we have created lightning component. So file, what do you create? File, new, lightning component, enter the name, then save it. So it is good to have an extension of .cmp. It is going to have an extension of .cmp. So I'm giving here. So I have given this data. I want to print it. You just created a component here. When I created this component, you cannot run the component individually. You cannot run the component individually. It has to be embedded within the application, or it has to be used within the standard pages. Lightning component, if you want to run, it has to be embedded within the application. We are supposed to call this component within the application, as the component alone will not run. Component has to be embedded within the application. So how to run this component? Invoke the component. How to invoke the component in the application? How to invoke the component in the application? So how do you invoke? So first, if namespace is created, if the namespace is created for the organization, then what do you call it? Namespace colon component name. If the namespace is not created, if the namespace is not created, if the namespace is not created for the organization, C colon. If the namespace is not created for the organization, then C custom namespaces. C. If you define the namespace, it's okay. If you don't define the namespace, we are going to call it as C colon component name. If you have a namespace, namespace colon component name. If you don't have a namespace, C colon component name. So let me give you this. C colon. Is a case sensitive. It is a case sensitive. C colon component example 1. Have a preview. This is of everything. So if you want them in a different line, go to the component. This is how we got the component. So whatever we define in the component, this is included in the application. When you say C dot component example, whatever the component is specifying, we are including in this application. I hope you are clear. Create a component, include in the application. So let us take this example. This is how we created. Example 1, component name. Application. This is how we have taken. This is how we have created. Right, boss. Now I want to create example 1. Let us take the second example. We are going with example 2. So in the second example, we want to create component and application. So how do you create a component? Tell me now. File, new, component 2. Now I have given. I have giving. I given some. Let us take the second component, lightning component. Now, I'm giving. Now I have created a multiple components. Component 1, component 2. Now what is an application? Application is a collection of components. Application is a collection of components. Application is a collection of components. We go back to this, create an application. Colon component example. Component example. Component example 2, component example 3. So we are invoking a multiple components within this. We are defining components, multiple components we are using. So application is a collection of components. Application is a collection of components, right? So we can design a multiple components invoke within the application. So let us take an example. Component 2. Component. Component name. So we have to just define this. This is how we create. Now, how do you open if it is a Visual Force? If you want to open, if it is a Visual Force, if you want to open, you will go to the file, open, select the pages, click on it, it is open. Now if it is a lightning, how will you open? File, open, lightning resource. Now everything is a structure. Now we are going for application. Click on it, open. Are you getting my point? This is how we are creating this component. Let us take. Can I call a component within a component? Next example, you want to understand calling a component within a component. We have seen this example as invoking multiple components. Invoking multiple components within the application. The next example, you want to see how to invoke component within a component. How to invoke component invoking a component within a component. So I want to create a component and I want to invoke this component within the another component. So let us take the next example. Parent component, child component 1, child component 2, child component. Now we are just trying to give some data. I'm giving some component here. Then we had component 2. Some data I give. Component 1, component 2. So this is some data what I have created. Now within the component I was trying to call other component. So how do you call? C colon child component 1, child component. So within the component we are calling another component. So how do you run this? As I told you, if you want to run it, we are supposed to go with application. So we are using C colon. parent component 1. So go to the application. What was that? Your application. Parent component. Check out the spell. Parent component. NENT underscore 1. There's some bug here. Let me check with the remaining two. Child component is a case sensitive. Check out the spells. Child underscore component underscore 1. Child component underscore 2. There may be some typo error. Look at the names. Child underscore component and underscore 1 component underscore 2. Again inside I wrote a parent component 1. In the parent component I wrote child component 1, child component 2. So within this parent I am calling parent component 1. Typo error, some name spelling mistake, check it out. Component NENT underscore 1. Example app 3. Okay. Capital C capital, right? Okay. Some naming errors there. Okay. So what I have given, because they are coming together, so I want to give your BR to get the spaces. This is how we got it. Component within a component. So what is the bug in the previous case? The typo name, maybe a space we might have given. So go back, copy the elements. So we can call component within a component. We can call within the application. I hope everyone has followed this. If you have not followed this, you will not understand Lightning. Then you have taken the second one, component. Child component 2. We had component 3. Then we are going with application. You any name of your choice. So I'm giving here this application. So this is the basic examples we have done. Creating a component, invoking a component within the application, then invoking a component within a component. Basic level examples we have seen. Now we'll go for defining the attributes for a component. So how to define attributes for a component? So what are these attributes? When you go to page block, title, help URL, all the properties are coming. All the properties are coming, right? All the properties are coming. When you go to title, subtitle, okay, title, so okay, then again help URL, help text, this type of properties are there. Every component is having a property. Now you are designing your own component. For these components, how will you create attributes? So defining the attributes for your component. What is the next concept we had? Defining the attributes for your component. You know how to design a component. Now you want to understand how to define attributes for your component. Our next concept is understanding how to define attributes for a component. So let us go to the next one. Right. Attributes. So what is the purpose of this? This component is used for defining attributes. So how you define attributes? Let us take the element. No. So if you want to define any attributes, we are supposed to use a component called ERA attribute. This ERA attribute has the properties. What is this? Access the same name of the attribute, type of the attribute. When you say type of the attribute, what type of values are supported? Type of the attribute. What type of values are supported? Type. You are specifying an attribute type. Attribute type can be a boolean. Attribute type can be a date, date time, decimal, double, integer, long, string. Apart from that, we are also having advanced type. We are also having advanced types. We are also having advanced type. Name, type equal to function, name, type equal to object, type equal to object. We can use the object. Right. Then again we have custom objects, standard objects, then collections, list, set, map, list, set, map. Then referring to the Apex classes, type equal to Apex class. Then you are using type equal to component, type equal to component, type equal to action. So we need to understand what is an attribute. At the same time, we are also supposed to understand what are the attributes that are supported by what type of attributes are supported by the component. So creating an attribute and the type of values that are supported. So first let us take the first one, attribute. This is used to define properties. So what are the attributes we have? First one, access. What is access? This will specify the scope. Attribute. We had public and we accessed only within the namespace. No. Can be accessed within the namespace, outside the namespace. Then we have name. It is a string. This will specify the name of the attribute. We have type. What is the type? This will specify the data type of the attribute. This will specify the data type of the attribute. Supported values are the basic. What did you find? What are the basic elements we have found? Boolean, date, date type, double, teaser. So next, what is the order we have received? Basic types: Boolean, date, date time, decimal, double, integer, long string. Right. Objects. We can also give type equal to object. Apex classes. Apex classes. Then collection. So we got basic types. Classes. Custom or standard objects, and collections, then functions. Frameworks are component. So these are the types which are supported by the basic types: object, apex class, customer standard object, collection, function, framework. Required. It is a Boolean value. When set as true, field is attribute is a required attribute. Value is required. Then default. If you want to set any default value, last one is description. Is a string value. We want to define any description of the attribute you can give. So basically, what are the properties we got? Name of the attribute, type of the attribute, required or not, what is the default value, what is the description. Attribute values are referred in the component as so how they are referred in the Visualforce. How do you refer to the variables? Expression format, variable name. Here we have to give v dot variable name. v dot attribute name. If you want to refer, it should be defined as v dot attribute name. This is how we are defining. So defining an attribute, let us see how to define an attribute for a components. Raw attribute name equal to emp name, type equal to string. Attribute name equal to type equal to is attribute. And else I can give default value. Raw attribute name equal to type equal to. So I have defined attributes, attribute name, attribute. We are giving attributes. So if you want to display, how do you display? Name, now attribute has to be referred with what? V dot age. It is a case sensitive. Now we got name, age, salary, city is a case sensitive. Now how do you invoke it? Go to the application. Then I'm calling C colon attribute example emp name. The people who are invoking it, they have to give it. Then age, I am not given default value. Salary, I am not giving. Salary, I am not giving. C capital. So what was that? No component attribute example. Look at this. There is a typo error. I have missed T there. Boss, the problem with this is a case sensitive, and it is a scripting. So the bugging is a major issue for us. Now what is that? Name Satish, age, salary, advert. Salary is a default value I give. If you don't pass the value, default value will come. If you don't pass the value, default value will come. Are you getting my point? We have defined a component with some attributes. So if you pass the values, with that values, this will be printed here. Are you clear about this concept? Everyone has followed? Clear for everyone? Okay. Component with the attributes. It is a case sensitive, boss. You need to remember that point. It is a case sensitive. Let me give the first example. I hope you are good with this example. Right. So creating a component, passing the value. So let us do one example now. So bug is coming. What was that? Unknown comma URI attribute. Where did I give URI attribute? Right. So let us do an example. Create a component. Student with the name, age, college name, create a component with name, age, college name, fee. And display this data. So let us implement this. I am creating a attribute too. So where I want to create some student data. Name equal to name, type equal to string, raw. So what are the other attributes I asked you to create? Age, college. Generally have a practice of defining attribute name as smaller case, lower camel format. Create the attribute names as lower camel. College name, name equal to fee. This one. So created a component with attributes. Now how you define? Name. How you refer it? V dot. So this is how we have got. Now we are invoking this component within a application. So how you are calling it? C attribute example. So this is how we created. So I can invoke it number of times. This is a component. It is a component. I can invoke it number of times with a different set of values. It is a component. I can invoke it number of times with a different set of values. I can give a different set of values. I can invoke this. So this is how we are doing. So created a component with the attributes and we are passing the values to the attributes. I hope you are clear with this example, right? So that's all from my end for the day.